Number 15. The AMC Javelin. When American Motors launched the Javelin in 1968, it arrived as a stylish and credible rival to the Mustang and Camaro. Its long hood, short deck design featured clean, sophisticated lines with a hint of European flair that made it stand out in a sea of American excess. Under the hood, buyers could choose from a range of potent V8s, including the high-output 390 cubic inch engine, with later models offering the legendary 401. The Javelin wasn't just for show. Its Trans Am racing program proved highly competitive, delivering strong results on the track with drivers like George Follmer scoring impressive victories. Yet AMC's smaller size and limited advertising resources meant the Javelin often played second fiddle. Its innovative styling, solid performance, and unique character deserved a much bigger spotlight in muscle car lore. Number 14. The AMC AMX. Introduced alongside the Javelin as a short-wheelbase, two-seater sports car in 1968, the AMX delivered genuine excitement in a compact package. Weighing under 3,000 pounds with the available 390 V8, it boasted an outstanding power-to-weight ratio that produced impressive acceleration and agile handling. Bold color options, functional air scoops, and a driver-focused cockpit gave it real personality. The 1970 models with the Go package remain especially collectible today. Despite its credentials as a true American sports car, the AMX was constantly compared to the Corvette and struggled to find a wide audience. Its low production numbers only add to its mystique, but it certainly deserved far more success and attention than it received. Number 13. The Dodge Dart GTS. While later Demon and Swinger variants sometimes get mentioned, the 1968 and 1969 Dart GTS packed serious muscle into the compact A-body platform. Equipped with the potent 383 V8, and in some cases even the mighty 440, this lightweight machine could embarrass many larger, more famous muscle cars at the stoplight. Its unassuming looks made it a perfect sleeper, while the strong brakes and surprisingly nimble handling made it fun on twisty roads as well. Chrysler, however, poured most of its marketing muscle into the Charger and Challenger, leaving the Dart GTS as something of an afterthought. Today it remains a favorite among Mopar fans who know its true capabilities, but it never got the widespread fame it earned through raw performance. Number 12. The Buick Gran Sport 455. Buick's 1970 GS 455 combined the company's legendary big block V8 with luxurious styling and surprising refinement. The Stage 1 version, with its high-compression 455 cubic inch engine, produced massive torque that made it one of the quickest cars of the era in both straight-line speed and real-world usability. Beautiful sheet metal, tasteful chrome accents, and Buick's reputation for smooth, powerful engines should have made it a superstar. Unfortunately, the insurance crisis, tightening emissions regulations, and Buick's somewhat conservative image kept it from becoming a household name like the GTO or Chevelle SS. The GS 455 offered the perfect blend of comfort and brutal performance, yet it quietly faded while flashier competitors took the headlines. Number 11. The Oldsmobile 442 W30. Oldsmobile's performance division created something truly special with the W30 package, especially in the 1968 through 1970 models. Force-fed air induction, high-lift camshafts, and a free-flowing exhaust turned the already capable 455 and 400 engines into serious performers on both street and track. The 442 combined sharp handling with that classic Oldsmobile muscle character, delivering a balanced driving experience that many enthusiasts now regard as one of the best of the period. Yet it often lived in the shadow of its GM siblings with louder reputations. Limited production and Oldsmobile's lower performance profile kept it from mainstream stardom despite its impressive engineering and driving dynamics. Number 10. The Plymouth GTX. Often overshadowed by its flashier sibling, the Roadrunner, the GTX was Plymouth's premium muscle offering in the late 1960s and early 1970s. It combined luxurious interior appointments with serious performance, available with the legendary 440 Super Commando V8 and even the fearsome 426 Hemi. The GTX featured unique badging, distinctive front-end styling, and a smoother ride quality that made it more of a grand tourer with muscle. Despite delivering blistering acceleration and strong road presence, Plymouth positioned it as the upscale choice while the budget-friendly Roadrunner stole the marketing spotlight. This split focus meant the GTX never achieved the icon status it deserved, even though many consider it the better-rounded performer of the two. Number 9. The Ford Torino Cobra. Ford's intermediate muscle car packed serious punch with the 429 Cobra jet engine, especially in the 1970 models. With its aggressive hood scoops, blackout grille, and available shaker hood, the Torino Cobra looked every bit the street fighter. It delivered massive low-end torque and strong quarter-mile times that could challenge the biggest names from GM and Chrysler. However, it arrived just as emissions regulations and insurance surcharges began choking the muscle car era. Ford's heavy focus on the Mustang also pulled attention away, leaving the Torino Cobra as a quieter player in the lineup. Its combination of style, power, and surprising handling deserved far more recognition than it ultimately received. Number 8. The Mercury Cougar Eliminator. Mercury's performance variant of the Cougar brought bold styling and genuine capability to the pony car segment. Equipped with the 428 Cobra Jet, or 429 V8 options, the Eliminator featured a unique rear spoiler, blackout trim, and vibrant color schemes that turned heads. It was designed to be a street and strip contender with decent handling upgrades over the standard Cougar. Yet Mercury's smaller market share and overlapping positioning with both the Mustang and the Torino meant the Eliminator struggled for attention. Enthusiasts who have driven one often praise its balanced nature and distinctive personality, but it remains one of the most underappreciated Ford family muscle cars of the era. Number 7. The Dodge Super Bee. While the Charger and Coronet get more love, the 1968-1970 Super Bee was Dodge's no-nonsense, budget-oriented muscle car that delivered incredible value. Powered by the 383 Magnum Standard and optional 426 Hemi, the lightweight B-body could run deep into the 13-second range in the quarter-mile right off the showroom floor. Its plain styling with the signature Bumblebee tail stripe gave it a working man's hero appeal. Dodge marketed it as the affordable muscle option, but this same positioning prevented it from gaining the prestige and lasting fame of its pricier siblings. The Super Bee's raw power and honest character made it a legend among those in the know, yet it quietly slipped into the background. Number 6. The Chevrolet Nova SS 396454. The Nova is remembered as a compact performer, but the late 1960s and early 1970s SS models with big block power were serious sleepers. Dropping a 396 or 454 V8 into the lightweight Nova chassis created one of the most potent street machines available. These cars could dominate stoplight drags while looking like unassuming family sedans or coupes. Chevrolet never fully embraced the Nova as a flagship muscle car, preferring to push the Camaro and Chevelle instead. This lack of factory support and promotion kept the big block Nova from mainstream stardom, even though many historians now rank it among the quickest factory cars of its time. Number 5. The Buick GSX. In 1970 and 1971, Buick released one of the most aggressive-looking muscle cars ever to wear the GS badge with the GSX package. Painted in bold Apollo yellow or Saturn yellow with contrasting black stripes and spoilers, it looked ready for battle. Under the hood sat the mighty 455 Stage 1 V8, pumping out massive torque that made it one of the strongest performers of the era. Despite its wild appearance and serious straight-line speed, Buick's more refined image and the timing of the muscle car decline kept the GSX from becoming a household name. Many who have experienced one call it the ultimate sleeper grand tourer with brutal power, yet it remains far less celebrated than it deserves. Number 4. The Oldsmobile Hurst Olds. Oldsmobile teamed up with Hurst to create a special edition 442 that became legendary among true enthusiasts. The 1968 and 1969 models featured a unique forced air induction setup, distinctive badging, and performance upgrades that turned the already capable 455 V8 into a tire-shredding monster. It combined Oldsmobile's smooth ride with raw acceleration that could hang with the best from any manufacturer. However, because it was a limited production collaboration rather than a regular catalog model, it never received the broad marketing push needed for wider fame. Today, these cars are highly sought after by collectors who recognize their special place in muscle car history, but they deserve far more mainstream respect. Number 3. The Dodge Challenger TA. Built specifically to homologate the Challenger for Trans Am racing, the 1970 TA model stands as one of the purest factory race cars ever sold to the public. With its unique fiberglass hood, rear spoiler, and special 340 six-pack engine breathing through a unique air grabber, it was a purpose-built performer. The TA handled better than most of its competitors and looked absolutely menacing in its bright colors and bold graphics. Chrysler produced them in very limited numbers and focused most attention on the bigger Hemi models, causing this track-ready Challenger to be overlooked by the general public. Enthusiasts now regard the TA as one of the finest driving Mopars ever built. Number 2. The Plymouth AAR Cuda. Like its Dodge sibling, the 1970 Plymouth AAR Cuda was created for Trans Am racing homologation. It featured a powerful 340 six-pack engine, a fiberglass hood with a functional scoop, and a massive rear wing that gave it an unmistakable presence. The AAR offered razor-sharp handling upgrades and serious performance credentials that made it a favorite on both road courses and drag strips. Plymouth's marketing machine pushed the regular Cuda and Hemi models harder, leaving this special edition in the shadows, despite its incredible engineering and rarity. Those lucky enough to drive an authentic AAR often describe it as the pinnacle of Plymouth performance. Number 1. The AMC Rebel Machine. Taking the top spot on our list of forgotten muscle cars that deserved better is the outrageous 1970 AMC Rebel Machine. With its bright red, white, and blue paint scheme, massive functional hood scoop, and wild graphics, it looked like a patriotic street fighter. Powered by a high-output 390 V8 and featuring heavy-duty suspension and a 4-speed manual, the Rebel Machine could run with the big boys while offering AMC's unique style and personality. Built in limited numbers during AMC's final serious push into performance, it suffered from the company's smaller resources and the fading muscle car market. Its bold attitude, strong performance, and unforgettable looks make it the ultimate underdog champion that truly deserved legendary status. And that completes our countdown of 15 forgotten muscle cars that deserved better. From the nimble AMX to the wild Rebel Machine, these machines delivered real performance and character, but never quite received the recognition or sales success they earned. The stories behind these cars remind us how timing, marketing, and corporate decisions often shape which legends survive in popular memory. Thanks for watching this 3-part series on Artos Hub. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more deep dives into automotive history, and tell us in the comments which of these forgotten gems is your favorite or which one you'd love to see featured in a future video. Until next time, keep the passion alive and keep driving the classics.